The greatest AFL draft in history, known as the SUPERDRAFT. So many. What really happened in 2001? Now, generally, back in those days, the draft was pretty shit, in the sense that the top 10, top 20 were not really resemblant of careers that should be top 10 and top 20. These days, generally who you pick pretty high up in the draft are going to be a pretty good player. There's more research behind it, there's more knowledge, more understanding, and then naturally, you get it more right. But back in 2001, it didn't matter where you picked a player, they were pretty much guaranteed to be a superstar, because I'm not sure what happened that year, but fuck me, the players were good. Now, pick number 1 was Luke Hodge, who had an absolute phenomenal career. He played 346 games, he kicked 194 goals, he got All-Australians in 05, 08 and 2010. He got best and fairest in 05 and 2010, Norm Smith in 08 and 14. He won the flag 4 years, 3 in a row, 13, 14, 15 and the 2008 flag. Second, we got another flag winner in Luke Ball, who's taken pick number 2, who won the flag in 2010, All-Australian in 2005, best and fairest in 2005. I mean, it's a pretty good start so far. And then you go to third. Pick number 3 was Chris Judd, who was taken as an absolute weapon at West Coast, where pretty early on in his career he was the best player in the competition. 279 games, All-Australians in 04, 6, 8, 9, 2010, 2011. Brownlows in 04 and 2010. MVPs in 2 years, 06 and 11. Best and fairest in 5 seasons, a lot of seasons. Norm Smith in 2005, and won the flag in 2006. You keep going down, you've got players who have played over 100 games in Graham Polak at pick 4 and Xavier Clark at pick 5. You've got Ashley Sampi, who's the one stinker in the top 10, or actually there's another stinker in the top 10. He only played 78 games. Then you've got pick number 7, David Hale, who won the 3 flags for Hawthorn in 13, 14, 15, alongside playing for North Melbourne, who played 237 games. At pick number 8 is Norm Smith and Brownlow medalist Jimmy Bartell, who won 2 All-Australians, Brownlow in 07, Norm Smith in 011, and then the flags in 07, 09, and 2011 for Geelong. I mean, we're only up to 8th place, and we're talking about flag winners, Brownlow winners, Norm Smith winners. Unfortunately, we get let down. Classic. Melbourne let us down again. I mean, they picked Luke Molan at pick number 9, who played 0 games, kicked 0 goals, and got 0 accolades. So I'm not sure what happened then. Sam Power in 10th place for the Dogs. Okay career with 123 games. We skip a few and we get to 13th place, or 13th pick, St Kilda's and Nick Del Santo. 322 games, 3 All-Australians in 05, 09 and 011. And then unfortunately never won a flag for St Kilda, and he continued his good work at North Melbourne. At 17th is James Kelly, who was taken to the Geelong Football Club, also played a bit for Essendon, but he played 313 games. He got All-Australian in 11 and 3 flags for Geelong in 07, 09 and 011 as well. In 19th is Jason Graham, who played 156 games. In 21st is Matt Maguire, 170 games. 22nd is Mark Seaby, 120 games. And then you got in 24th, another 3-time premiership flag winner in 07, 09, 011, Geelong's Stevie J, who also won All-Australian in 2007, 2008 and 2010. The Norm Smith, another Norm Smith. Every Norm Smith seemed to be from the 2001 draft. He won that Norm Smith in 2007. An outstanding career Stevie J had, one of the greatest we've seen with nearly 300 games. You keep going down, you've got an old school streets, don't forget, Lewis Roberts Thompson with 179 games in the 05 and 2012 flag for the Sydney Swans. You've then got Campbell Brown, who played 205 games, the flag in 08 for Hawthorn as well, and All-Australian in 2007. He had a pretty decent career. David Roden, I believe now is the goal umpire, 185 games, drafted to Richmond at pick 33. We keep going down the list. At pick 36 is Sam Mitchell, who played 329 games. He got 227 Brownlow votes, All-Australian in 2011, 2013 and 2015, Rising Star 2003. The Brownlow, another Brownlow winner in 2012. 5 best and fairest, I think. Yeah, 5 best and fairest, and then 4 flags, 08, 13, 14, 15 for Hawthorn. Literally the pick after him, and pick 37 is Lee Montagna, who played a whopping 287 games, 2 All-Australians in 09 and 2010. It was an outstanding servant for St Kilda. Go down 3 more picks. In 40th place is arguably the greatest player of all time, Gary Ablett Jr. 357 games, All-Australians in 07, 08, 09, 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014. Brownlow medal in 2009 and 2013. MVP in 2007, 2008, 2009, 2012, 2013. AFL Senior Player of the Year in 2007, 2008 and 2009. Best and fairest in 2007, 2009, 11, 12, 13 and 2017. All-Australian forward. He's not really an accolade, but he did win the 2 flags for Geelong in 2007 and 2009. We're talking about the greatest players of all time in this draft. Gary Ablett, we're talking about all these players. We keep going down quite a few. Pick 46, Jared Waite, who played phenomenal football for Carlton and for North Melbourne, 244 games, an outstanding career for him as well. Literally pick after him, Andrew Welch, 162 games for Essendon. You go down quite a few picks to pick 58, who's Dane Swan, one of the great players in recent history, one of the most iconic players in AFL history. He played 258 games. How many? 5 All-Australians in 09, 10, 11, 12, 13 for Collingwood. He also won the Brownlow, another Brownlow in 2011. He won MVP in 2010, AFL CE Player of the Year in 2010, Best and Fairest in 2008, 2009 and 2010, and also won the flag in 2010. 2010 was the year of Dane Swan. You keep going down, literally 2 more. Adam Schneider, 228 games for Chartered to Sydney, flag in 2005 as well, sorry. What a phenomenal career that was for Adam Schneider too. You literally go down 4 more picks. You've got Brian Lake, who was another Norm Smith winner in 2013. All-Australians in 2009, 2010. Best and Fairest in 2007. Won the 3 flags to Hawthorn in 2013, 14 and 15. But also had an outstanding career playing 251 games. 197 of those for the Western Bulldogs. Absolutely insane. Insane. And then you've got like players who played like just over 100. Brad Miller, Paul Medhurst. I don't really know those names. You've got the likes of, I've already mentioned David Roden. Stephen Armstrong got pretty close. Rick Ladson played 125 games. Sam Power, 123 games. Xavier Clark, I've already mentioned. It's insane. From the 2001 draft alone, now keep in mind, how many Norm Smiths have there been since 2001? There's been like 25. Of the 25 Norm Smiths, 5 players from 2001 has won a Norm Smith. Luke Hodge, Chris Judd, Jimmy Bartell, Stevie J, and Dane Swan. Oh, Brian Lake, sorry, not Dane Swan, which is insane. In terms of Brownlows, how many Brownlow medalists do we have? Obviously, Chris Judd's won 2. Jimmy Bartell's got 1. We've got Sam Mitchell with 1, technically. Gary Ablett with 2. We've got Dane Swan with 1. 5 Brownlow medalists as well. I don't know how it's possible. How can one... Because if I just look up here, the 2002 AFL National Draft, okay? Compare it to the 2002 draft. Do we have any Norm Smiths? No. We don't have a single Norm Smith in the 2002 draft. Do we have any Brownlows? We don't have a single Brownlow medalist in the 2002 draft. I mean, we've got some pretty good numbers. We've got players like Brendan Goddard with 334 games. The next best, it might be Kate Simpson, who played 342 games. Nick Malcheski had a decent career. Daniel Wells. I mean, guys, it is insane. Imagine being in that. I think the funniest part about all this draft is the fact that in 9th, Melbourne took a guy who played 0 games, where literally a few spots either side, you've got 300 gamers, Jimmy Bartell, Nick Del Santo, you've got players like Chris Judd, Hodge, you've got even players of 200 games, Brent Riley, 300 games, James Kelly. How did Melbourne take him? Insane. And that's a little bit of insight into the 2001 Super Draft.